Rahim Thompson. Our first panelist. Come on up, Rahim. Come on up. We got the Lee Bill vibes on. Outstanding. Grab a seat, Mr. Rahim Thompson. So, and just a quick introduction for those of you who do not know the commish, as they call him. Our first panelist is the founder and creator of the Chosen League, Philadelphia's premier high school basketball summer league, which has features NBA stars such as Kyle Lowry, Marc and Marcus Morris, and Wayne Ellington, to name a few. Also, he along with his wife are the co-founders of the Team Thompson Family Foundation, serving hundreds of families each year fighting homelessness, food insecurity, and hygiene poverty. So round of applause for that, because these guys deserve their flowers. Always doing outstanding things in the community.
Appreciate it.
All right, so next, in the city of brotherly love, right? What does that mean to you when you hear that statement?
It means supporting one another. It means if you're doing, like for instance, let's just use him as an example. A Boogie is an outstanding DJ. I should put whatever resources I have to push what he got going on. It's not about individuals, it's about team, it's about being unified as one. That's what brotherly love about. I'm good at what I do, he's good at what I do. What I'm good at, you might not be good at, but you might have resources that can help me. So that's what brotherly love about. It's about just being unified and pushing one another so we can raise the heights and keep scaling to another level.
Absolutely. And what about you?
I guess just piggybacking off of that, yeah, unification is really, really big. Making everything make sense in an authentic way, being able to utilize the court, the culture, basically putting our best foot forward, wrapping our arms around each other, and using, like he said, his platform to elevate what I have. The same way with me, as far as like the corporate branding and sponsorships, using that to elevate the other programs and opportunities in the city. So.
Right, and I know you did a lot of work in the South as well. Do you see any differences or similarities as far as the camaraderie and the brotherly love as compared to the South?
It depends on what aspect we talk about. Sometimes in sports and entertainment, you may see people a little bit more open, down south just because of the opportunity. But then there's things up here that mean more to us than you may have in the southern region. So it just depends on what we're talking about specifically. And I would say that it is stronger here. Just seeing how we've been able to utilize different partnerships, corporate partnerships, things that are less formal, programs that we can still kind of wrap our arms around and elevate in ways that, they don't have in the South. So.
Nice. And what about you, Mr. Marc Jackson? What does brotherly love mean to you?
This city is huge. The city is a big metropolitan city, but it's a small city, meaning everyone knows everyone. And I echo what these gentlemen said about the unity and helping each other out, but unfortunately, a lot of times that's not always the case. So when I look at Philly, I'm like, if you're doing the right thing, if people are trying to read behind the falsehoods that a lot of people claim they got going, but it's not the real thing, we can read through that. We're willing to unite and help the people who's really about the right thing. And one thing I like about Philly, and I'm a North Philly kid, so I love the fact that we can kind of weed through the BS and help and assist the people that really need it.
Absolutely. Mr. Thompson, what is something that motivates you every day to continue to be a pillar in the community?
There's a lot of things that motivate me. My children motivate me, my family motivate me, but the main thing that motivates me is being a beacon of light for young black men out here. To let them know there's a lot more opportunities off the court than is on the court. Because eventually that ball is going to stop bouncing. But the relationships you can make along the way during this game, just by saying please and thank you, will open up so many doors. Because when I first started this, anybody that knows me, I told them the Chosen League was going to be the league. And now we got partnerships with Nike, Mitchell & Ness, video games and everything. So my thing with any young person out here, any person that's here now is the motto of the Chosen League is hard work and faith leads to success. You can say your prayers, but when you get off your knees, you got to go to work. And you gotta be consistent, like Marc said. People will see through the BS.
Right.
Because everybody got a great idea. I was just talking about that to Mike Goins. Everybody got, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but what is your resume? What have you done? Have you helped other people? Right. Have other people been motivated from you? Have you grown other leaders? Have you grown other respectable people? And that's really what my motivation is, just to be a beacon of light for young black men to let them know you just don't gotta bounce the ball. You could go into corporate. Look at Mike. Mike's the director. look at you. Y'all not bouncing the ball, but y'all have a lot of impact. And that's what it's about. Just making a difference and making it better for the youth coming up behind us. So they don't have to go through the same thing. Like, for instance, I was born deaf and was homeless and had a broken foot. So I'm a miracle child. So I could do it, you definitely could do it.
Absolutely, man. Once again, just want to give you your flowers because you and your wife, shout out to your wife over there.
Right over there.
Your lovely
Please,
wife. Give her flowers. You guys are always giving back, man. And it is an inspiration to all of us to see that.
Appreciate it.
Onwards, right? Mr. Rahim, talk to us a little bit about what inspired you growing up to do what you do from an athletic point of view or entertainment point of view. Who was somebody that you kind of looked up to as a youngster coming up?
Well, it wasn't nobody particular who I looked up to. It was more programming that I looked up to. So, like Marc knows, when we was growing up, it was the Sonny Hill League at 16th Street. Those was very, very, very.
Shout out to Mr. Sonny Hill too, man. Round of applause to Mr. Sonny Hill.
They was very influential of the creation of the Chosen League. Because Marc would tell you, you would play at McGonigal Hall. After McGonigal Hall, you would walk over to 16th Street. And just seeing it was basketball, but it was two different brands. Mr. Hill was very organized, air conditioned. 16th Street was a barbecue, flat out barbecue, fish going, certain smells we all know about that's legal now. But that was the thing that inspired me with the Chosen League because Mr. Hill, when he started the Sonny Hill League, it was a lot of gang violence going on. So him and Wilt Chamberlain came together along with Bill Cosby, and they bought this thing. So my whole position when I started the Chosen League was someone has to take the mantle and keep it going. And that's what we've been doing for the past 23 years. So that's what the inspiration was for the Chosen League. And we started at 10th and Nolly, and from 10th and Nolly to Dons, did the NBA lockout game at the Palestra with the all-time leading scorer, LeBron James. Yeah, that's me. So to be at Friends Central and be featured in video games and everything, that is very, very important to me. So like we gotta give a round of applause to Mr. Hill.
Mr. Hill, absolutely. That each of you in your respective positions and careers would give to any of our young aspiring entrepreneurs and business professionals out here that will help keep them on the path of success. Anything in particular?
Pay attention to the small details. That is the foundation of anything. If you ignore the small details, your foundation will crumble. You will not have a foundation. And be on time. Like, be on time. I'm going to say something that might shake people up. That color people time thing, kick that out the window.
Yeah.
Like, that is a very, very, very ignorant, offensive statement.
Right.
Because if I'm telling you meet me at 9 o'clock and you coming at 9:15, I'm out of there.
Right. It's
Because
perfect.
I believe in you get there early, you're gonna see everything that's happening. You don't have to worry about somebody telling you, oh man, you missed this and everything. That is the most embarrassing. Have you ever, think about it, when you've been late, how do you feel? You are behind the 8 ball when you're late.
Yeah.
So pay attention to the small details and be on time, but most importantly, be consistent in everything. And your word is your word.
Right.
If you say you're gonna do something, do it. If you run a business, sometimes you gotta take the short to make sure everybody else is taken care of.
Right.
And you got to, because you got to make sure your work, because like everybody talk about credit scores. You got an 850 credit score you want, but you might be a scammer.
Right.
But if your name is right, people are going to trust you.
Right.
And that's really what it comes down to. So the integrity of your name is more important than anything.
So Mr. Rahim saying integrity and being on time, as they say, 15 minutes early is on time and on time is late, right?
Exactly.
Something like that.
Minor, the small details. If you see something on the floor right there, why walk past it? Just pick it up.
Right.
Because once you walk past it, another person might walk past it. Then it might just start pounding up.
Right.
So then you're going to complain about it. But you could have dealt with it, and that could have been out the way.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Rahim. How about you,